Hey, Tom, go.
The question, how will you uplift the voices of and needs of women and people of color if elected? And the two things that jump to mind in terms of this question is, number one, I support reparations for descendants of slaves in this country, generally the African American population. Something I've actually put in my lit piece that I hand out to everyone, which I think is somewhat unusual, and I've tried to convey through that the importance that I assign to this. I don't have a specific plan in mention. There's a bill in Congress that would support that. Having been in the San Francisco schools for years and the Boston schools before that, I tend to lean towards education as the means to do it. Enhanced opportunities for such students. In terms of women, I think one of the crucial things right now is to pass the Equal Rights Amendment. Still, it has been put on the shelf for many years. It should be taken off the shelf. It's the most significant legislative thing I think we can do in regards to guaranteeing the uplift of women from the positions they've occupied, unfortunately, in the past.
Okay, great. One more.
One more. All right, last one. Pick well. How do you define being a democratic socialist as a registered member of the Democratic Party, and why does it matter? How do I define being a democratic socialist? I define it as democratic control of the economy. I don't have a more specific definition than that, but over the years, we established political democracy, still not established throughout the world, but it's established in this country basically that one person, one vote. Although, as we know, there are attempts to undo that. We've established some types of social democracy, the rights to certain things in society. The idea that the economy is best managed by private interests, especially on the global level, I think is outmoded. The idea that the private profit motive will give us the best country and the best world does not make sense. When it comes to the large questions of directing our economy, I think the public should be in control.
Thank you. We have time for another question. You get lucky.
Okay. How will your going into the general impact our nation and the race of Bernie versus whoever? If I should be in the final, there'd be nothing more important to me than Bernie Sanders' election as president. And I mean that. I mean, that would be more important to me than my own election, because the presidency dwarfs the power of a single seat. So anything I could do, I would.
Okay. One more. You're really concise. Keep going.
To a fault. Entry as a freshman member of the House. From whom would you seek mentorship? Does one seek mentorship from one's juniors? I wonder. The people that I follow, of course, are Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who I'm proud to say is from the Bronx, as I am. I have a long-term friendship with Jim McGovern on the Rules Committee, and he probably wouldn't be considered as radical as I or Cortez, but I certainly respect what he has done. Someone who used to work for George McGovern, who was actually unrelated. Those are the names that jump out at the moment.
Okay, you got 30 seconds. Pick another.
Well, I should say Barbara Lee.
Okay.
Shouldn't I? The only person I opposed the Afghanistan war from the start, I'm happy to say, and so did she. To avoid splitting the progressive vote, will you drop out of the race if the other candidate is loaded in endorsements and outreach, etc.?
No, answer that.
Sorry?
Yeah, go ahead and answer that.
As I've said before, I don't think a race should be determined by how much money people raise and that sort of thing. I am committed to the idea of finding a process in which people on the left, progressives, can weigh in and determine which candidate they back. I have been for this the whole way. As I say, I wrote an article on April. I've encouraged everyone to join in with mixed success thus far and no actual resolution.
Well, maybe PDA will make that decision. Who knows?